Hello everybody, I'm the Charbox Gamer. Welcome back to Ps2uesdays. This is going to be the last episode for Ratchet and Clank the Achievement Run. In this video, we're going to be skipping from point A to point B, like several points, just because we already seen the game, we already know what the plot is. This, however, is going to be new. It's a gold room, which will get you all the gold weapons. However, these gold weapons, they are quite expensive, as you're about to see. But on the bright side, you know, you already got all the golden bolts, so all you have to do is, like, get the regular bolts for the brights. And then once you're done getting the weapons, you just need to make the kills with them. This part right here, I just included because I like the message that pops up. You got the suck cannon. Again. So after a bit of getting bolts, basically, I got, I think, enough to get a good chunk of them. The only downside is that you're gonna have to do all the kills. I don't know why it's showing that. That's a little off. And if you're wondering about the golden suck cannon, we got that in the normal run for the achievement SMD. So that's the one we already got. I think we might be able to get most of them. Maybe? 20,000? Oh, if the rest are 20,000, we might be good. 20,000. 10,000. Okay, nope, we're good. I just don't like how there's lack of a voice line for when you get them, you know? It's just like, it's a little distracting. And now for the rough part is grinding all the kills for them. Which, to be fair, I am just gonna like free through this because it's basically just, you know, the kill count from the last, you know, weapon achievement. Like, literally just go back and forth. First 10 levels, I believe, or first 9 levels, one of the two. I think the only difference would be is that the decoy glove now has a kill count, which I don't think the original one had. And I don't think these had one. No, they did. They did. I just think it's a decoy glove because the decoy glove originally doesn't let you get any kills, or doesn't do any damage. So that'll be the only new one. It is quite a pain just to get that one killed, not gonna lie. What a lovely noise. Okay, crying out loud. Now, if the whole kill count thing, if you feel it's just a tad too tedious, visiting new worlds for the first time typically does have more enemies than reoccurring visits, so if you really want to get rid of a weapon quickly, just go to a new planet, like start a new level, or, you know, continue with the plot and deal with the enemies there. This is the first place where the Volume 2 weapons start out. I believe it's called Gasper? I think that's this place. Maybe. It's where you find the pilot helmet. If not, then the best place for, you know, getting kills will be Hoven. As I showed previously with that little ankle biter hill, because I think you get 23 per like round with them, and that's quite a bit. Like, there's a lot of those ankle biter enemies, so yeah. I think the only reason why I stuck to this place was because it was the first I got to, and I just want to get the achievement out of the way. Go. Get him. Can't believe that actually worked. Also, If you do get confused on how much you need for a weapon, if you use the escape key, the achievement tab will show you how much kills you got for the weapon. And just a reminder, you need to do all this in a single session, meaning if you quit when you're so close to the end, it will reset the progress, so keep that in mind when you're making your kill counts. But we can finally get the Rhino. We got just about enough. Give me the Rhino. Now, son of a bitch.
This thing is heavy! Yeah, try carrying it around in your trench coat for 2 months.
Thank you, sir. We'll be sure to tell everyone about your services.
Listen, you little twerp. If you tell anyone what you saw or what we talked about...
Do I even have to say it?
Yous two have a nice day.
And of course it comes with its own kill count. Now if you're wondering what that 45 out of 47 down there was, that is getting all the weapons and items. See, some items that you get from the game, they kind of stay with you, but some other items, well, they don't. You're gonna have to go back and get them. Actually, what do we need? Oh, okay, we need the disguise gadget. I forgot what it's called. I think that's it. It's just called the disguise thing. We get that from Gadgetron's world, where you beat the race, and that's the reward. And the other item that I think we're missing is that one code bot that we get from going through the ocean. I think it's in Veldon's orbit. That's where you get it. That should be the last place we need to go to get the, all the items. And we already have all the weapons and gadgets, so it's really, well...
Hi there, Fuzzball.
Not all the gadgets. We need that one disguise one, but other than that, we are practically done. Just gotta finish up with the kill count. I can't tell you how good this feels, just taking them all out. To be honest, the Rhino's probably my favorite weapon in the series. Favorite game-ending weapon. I know in the sequel they introduced like the Zodiac, which, not gonna lie, is a badass weapon. It's just a bitch to get. But the Rhino, always my personal favorite. I think it made an appearance in the rest of the series. Like, I think each game, it always makes it like it comes back. So I'm glad they kept it throughout the series. I think that's all the enemies. Nope, missed one. Or, well, missed a couple. Not enough to get us the achievement, though. Damn. So close, yet so far away. Alright. This should get us the last bit. There we go. Beautiful. Now we just need the Volume 2. And as you can see, this is my first trip to Atlantis Orbit. So there should be a good chunk of enemies just to deal with. Alright, so after going through the level, and at the very end, we finally get the last kill achievement in the game. And I only have to say, fucking finally.
You think you got me, huh? Catch me if you can.
I got you. I just wanted to end it on your death scream, honestly.
Mayday! Mayday! Well, Ratchet, I'd say you passed the test. Oh, boy.
Bye, bitch. Alright, so this is the last item we're gonna get. If you're wondering why I'm not showing the gadgets, because, well, that's mandatory. You're gonna need to get this. This is, side stuff. So we're just gonna grab this, and it's gonna be the last item we need.
Alright!
Beautiful. 100%, and that is all the achievements for Ratchet and Clank. Completed. Hardcore. Not softcore. If I were to rank this achievement list out of 10, give it a 5 out of 10. Not because, and that's mainly because it's not too difficult, it's mainly just tedious. especially with the kill count achievement. That like those made this whole run a little annoying. Like the rest had good challenges to them. It's just the kill count really got to me. And since we're finally completed, that means we got all the extras available, which I'm going to be showing you, since it's the last episode. I'm going to try to read the sketchbook notes, but it might be a little... I go a little fast, but these are some of the concept sketches for Ratchet. We said early on that he would be a bipedal alien creature with fur, and if anyone asks you, Ratchet is a Lombax. Clank 2 went through many forms. He was originally even younger looking with a bigger head and smaller body. In fact, at first Clank was 3 much smaller robots, but in the end we decided to use just one so that we could develop his personality more easily. I'm not a fast reader, so you have to excuse me if I'm going a little, fast here. And here we have the final sketch for our 2 main characters. Ratchet came into existence on paper for the first time within 2 weeks of the initial idea for the game. This final sketch was done about 3 months later. Port Prontos on Battaglia came from the top sketch. We wanted to create forested island under aerial attack, then we turned it into more of a tropical fort, kind of the way development goes sometimes. The bottom sketch was one of the many from which we stole pieces for various levels. That all? Yeah, I think that's all. These cliff-hugging structures evolved into the cliffside machinery you could see in parts of the logging site on planet Eldora. They were originally part of a populated city, but we decided to make this a robot-only area. This is an element from the robot factory exterior on planet Ps2uesdays. The factory on this planet is where Clank is made at the beginning of the game. I don't know if I said that name right. Top sketch is the early drawing of Blarg Depot on planet Gaspar. I thought that was a D. The bottom is a product design for Blackwater City on planet Rilgar. The bomb factory on planet Hopen was derived from these sketches. Our original idea was that the inhabitants were mining ice and shipping it off-world. But then we decided that the Blarg should invade and convert all the processing plants to munitions factories. Blarg equals bad news. A hanging power source for one of our factories. Can you guess which one? To be honest, if I was playing, probably, but I can't with the sketch. Top drawing shows off early concepts for the logging site on planet Eldora. This was one of our first worlds, and our initial goal was to create a forest city. It changed drastically during production. The bottom sketch shows off peaceful structures from the bomb factory on planet Hoven. Generator concepts for Gorda City on planet Atlantis. Because the city is plagued by lightning storms, the inhabitants use the generators to attract the lightning and convert it to useful energy. Unfortunately, Drake wants the generators for his new planets, and the citizens don't stand a chance. One of the very first levels we prototyped was Metropolis on planet Charon. We wanted lots of greenery built into the retro sci-fi buildings to create a unique contrast. We ended up removing most of the bronze caps through though because they began to clash with the rest of the city. This world was one of the first big ones we built and almost started a war between the designers and the artists. That's kind of funny. This is the first concept for Quark's HQ on planet Umbris. We removed the lightning rods after we realized that it made the central structure look too small. The general idea for Quark's HQ was that it should be very reminiscent of World War II battlefield, replete with bunkers, machine guns, and barbed wire. Interesting. Here's a building study for one of the structures near Quark's trailers in Blackwater City. We ended up modifying it significantly though, and the final result is a bit different. This is a good example of the palette studies we created for every world. This one was for why do I keep fucking up on the name? We ended up changing the weather from a sunny day to a rainstorm, but the color palette didn't vary much from this painting. It is kind of jarring seeing how the beta for this world was sunny. Like, it really is. I'm just going back because I need to catch my breath. Okay, I'm good. I also wanted to make sure that it didn't, like, repeat anything new, so, yeah. No, it just said the same thing. Okay, there's no new text, so we're good. two examples of the character sheets we use to model the enemies in the game. The top is a Blarg Trooper, while the Blarg Commander is on the bottom. They're the big bitches you have to fight throughout the game too. Fuck them. We love our robots. These are some of the many head designs we created for the robot troops who fight Ratchet. And if you look closely, you can pick out our animation director and our lead character designer. I wonder who. Clearly not the two on the top. No, clearly not. But I do like the look of these robots. I kinda like the one in the middle, like below the tall head one. Kinda like it. Here's Ratchet's first ship. Too bad he wrecks it so early in the game. We wanted it to be a real homemade job, held together by chewing gum and wire. We still can't agree on exactly why he crashed on planet Novalis. I want to say he forgot to include landing gear, but the help desk should have gave him the notification, but that's my theory. Finished sketches for Quark's ship and the courier ship that Ratchet and Clank acquire. The idea was that the courier ship would be slow, clunky, durable vehicle, kind of like a mail truck, while Quark's ship, on the other hand, was designed as a luxurious craft, not too fast either, but stylish and comfortable. I kinda like the courier ship, not gonna lie. This is the original sketch for the Blarg fighter that Ratchet and Clank pick up on the Gamlik base. We were going for sleek but deadly. I like it. Many of the enemies in the game pilot vehicles, this one turned into the helicopter pilot by the Blarg commander in Metropolis. He's a nasty one. I remember that one killing me a lot as a kid. The grind boots, mine glove, and what originally was the defense drone glove, we changed the way the defense drones work midway through the project so we no longer need the glove. Which, damn. Kinda sad, really. Here's one of our concepts for Giant Clank. Unfortunately, the huge shoulder-mounted guns didn't make it in because they just weren't practical, but we did manage to keep Ratchet on Clank's back. Huh. Some fun enemy designs. One made it into the game, 4 didn't. Can you pick the winner? Okay, well, definitely. I think. Kind of hard to tell through the sketches. I want to say the top left made it. The Many Faces of Big Al. This was the first NPC non-player character we put into the game. He's probably what most people think game developers look like. Like how they went from a small cat-looking dude to a big dude. Excuse me, I needed to take a breather and my mouse was acting up, so... One of the weapons that went through many iterations on paper was Ratchet's wrench. We didn't want something too generic, plus it had to function as a tool and a weapon at the same time. It's mistakenly called an axe by many, but the label is appropriate in some respect since you probably wouldn't want to get hit by it. Oh, wouldn't want to get whacked with it. Designs for the Visibomb gun top and the suck cannon bottom. The suck cannon was one of the first weapons we designed and one of the few where the name stayed the same throughout the development process. It's just had such a nice ring to it, and I agree 100%. The top two designs are the final versions of the Hydra Pack. The bottom sketches are the designs for the Glove of Doom and the Bomb Glove. The Glove of Doom is an office favorite, and also one of my favorites too. I'm glad that also stayed with the series. I mean, I think they went through some name changes, but the concept was the same. Another early version of Ratchet. Notice the different proportions, lack of eyebrows, and stripes. This was an early box cover concept. I like the look. This one should look familiar. The cover for the US game box was derived from it. But more importantly, it was the first image of Ratchet unveiled to the world in March 2002, and that is it. Epilogue. The furry mechanic who created Panic, Deadly Gadgets, top 10 gift ideas for the holiday season. I was on reverse racetrack tragedy claims 5 robots. Nosy News, the Interstellar Nosy News, washed up. I'll do anything for a few bolts. Quote Captain Quark. Canon photos inside. Robot Con the Act. Ratchet's love interest. Shocking news about Trek. The race was fixed. The truth is, Skid hooked on Nano. Fitness tips from Quark's trainer. Bounty hunters at each other's throat. Heavy artillery. North Ray ends galactic hunger. Gadgets of tomorrow. I can't read that. Latest invention. Think you could handle the right? Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't read because everything looks like a little more squinted for me. Popular plumbers. Will plumbing ever be the same? The waterwork asks the same questions every day. A true story. I saved the galaxy from an evil mutated strain of dry rot. I kid you not. Tips to fixing... I can't read the rest. Prime, Robot the Gear, an exclusive look at how Clank saved us all. Reader's Digest. Okay, that one kills me a bit. Rhino salesman pleads guilty. Novella's native claims his brother turned into a... Ooh, that might have actually been me. Metallic Chronicles. Lone Commander wins war, or so he says. Reinforcements have arrived. What took them so long? Outpost X11. Updates. Hover Border. The best way to a man's heart is... Ooh. Through his ribcage. You ain't gonna lie. Free stuff. For only $2.99. House Kid gets his extra altitude. Don't ask, don't tell. The picture should give you the answer. Homes and Buckets, the #1 official guide in the Umbra system. Bank seizes Quark estate. Auctions begin now. Do you think the free at the bottom right's like for the flyer or the actual like area? Because that'd be kind of cool. Ratchet and Clank, the motion picture. This joke hits differently now. Where do I even begin with this one? I don't think I have enough time to read all of this. Okay. I gave you enough time to pause and read. You're good. We're good. We're done through the whole thing. This is just gonna be me silent because this is a word from the developer, so I'm just gonna shut up. Enjoy.
Prepare to be transported to a brilliant sci-fi universe filled with imaginative characters, high-tech weapons and gadgets, and unprecedented action-packed shooting adventure. Welcome to the brave new world of Ratchet and Clank.
When we started talking about the ideas behind Ratchet and Clank, this character that rockets from planet to planet with weapons and gadgets, well, weapons suddenly jumped to the foreground. Ratchet lives on a backwater planet out in the edges of the galaxy.
He's a tinkerer, loves to put things together and take them apart to see how they work, very curious.
He's got this really strong thirst for adventure. And lucky for him, he gets to meet Clank, which allows him to travel to new worlds.
And Ratchet and Clank meet each other, but they don't necessarily get along.
Ratchet just wants to go out and blow stuff up and have a good time, and Clank is much more serious about accomplishing his goals.
Showcasing an impressive arsenal of state-of-the-art and radical weapons and gadgets, Ratchet and Clank delivers the future of entertainment here and now.
When you get weapons in this game, there's such immediate gratification. You can go out and blow the crap out of everything.
With the gadgets, we wanted to make sure that there was a lot of different options for the player when they're playing to kind of explore a lot of different ways to kind of cause some havoc and destruction.
There's the Tesla Claw, which shoots a bolt of electricity out, which actually picks characters up and throws them mid-air, and they explode. You've got the Suck Cannon, which allows you to suck characters in and hold them and fire them back out. The Rhino is an acronym for Rip Ya a New One, and you just stand back, fire that thing, and it destroys anything in its way.
I love the pyrocity. I'm not sure what that says about me.
One of the most unique weapons we have is the Visibomb.
It's awfully fun to cruise around the level from the bird's eye view and then target an enemy on the ground and just blow them up.
We were really surprised how quickly Ratchet came together. Ratchet started as this really small, scrappy cat-type thing, then kind of a much taller dog-like creature. And what I ended up doing is actually taking these two forms and putting them together, and that's pretty much how we ended up with them.
As artists, we've set a really high standard for what we want to achieve in this game, but it feels really good to know that programmers, the designers, everybody has set equally high standards.
Everybody who comes on board here is excellent at what they do and have really high expectations of delivering excellence.
When someone plays an Insomniac game, they can see anywhere they look in the game, there's an attention to detail, quality, as well as technical performance that is never lacking.
Developed by Insomniac Games, Ratchet and Clank is the development team's first entertainment venture for the PlayStation 2.
We knew we had to come up with something that was going to raise the bar even farther than Spyro had as far as action platformers went. And that's where Ratchet and Clank came from. We're actually expanding the genre. We're trying to break out of what people typically consider the action platformer or character action game genre.
One of the big differences between Spyro and Ratchet is being able to animate this stuff on the PS2.
In a single level in this game, there's probably more art than was in an entire game in one of our PS1 releases.
Every single level of the game, we bring forth something new for the player to do. By the 5th or 6th level of this game, we are up to the complexity of the strongest titles in the category, and there's a lot of levels in this game.
It's a very deep machine. We've written immense amounts of code and assembly language, probably more than 100,000 lines compared to what we did on the PS1. You know, more by a factor of 10.
We can have very rich, detailed environments. We can have lots of enemies attacking you at once with their different behaviors. The AI has become more complex. With the faster processor speeds, we can have many ships and planes and vehicles just traveling through to breathe life into the environments.
There's loads and loads of stuff wherever you look. There's detail, there's movement, explosions. It's a busy world.
We're not just creating these environments and expecting them to sit there and expecting people to say, wow, your polygons are so pretty. The point is, it's alive, and there's a lot going on. It's not a static universe, it's an interactive universe, and you interact with it.
This game has a lot of great things: art, technology, design, power from the PlayStation 2, but the best part of it is you get to blow shit up.
With a team of talented designers, programmers, artists, and animators, Insomniac Games raises the bar and delivers another captivating game only for the PlayStation 2.
When I tell people about what I do for a living, like, that's not work. It's fun.
The Insomniacs don't take themselves too seriously, and people love to come to work and just have a good time, and I think that really is shown in our characters.
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy.
We, as a company, are committed to giving our games a lot of humor. We use a little bit more sarcasm, and the humor's a little bit more biting.
With an immense arsenal of gadgets and weapons, innovative gameplay mechanics, an evolving economic system, unparalleled technology, and vibrantly detailed graphics, Ratchet and Clank is a galaxy-stomping, adrenaline-soaked masterpiece.
We've gone out of our way to make this thing the largest, loudest, most active world we could possibly think of.
What Insomniac has done with this game blows my mind every time I see it. Like, I just sit in awe and stare at the visual material and just the all-encompassing feel that this game offers.
There are a lot of things that the players have to do, a lot of things that players have to keep in mind, but when it comes down to it, it's really just about blowing shit up.
Blow up a lot of shit.
Blow up.
Blowing shit up.
Ratchet and Clank, coming to a galaxy near you.
Now, the last bit that we have, the extras menu, the little goodies that we earned, is going to be the commercials for the game. And I think, which one was it? I think it was the Devastator commercial that got me hooked in the game. We'll go down the list.
That is Corey. He's helping us with our inflatable decoy test for Ratchet and Clank. Oh, man.
The inflatable decoy, one of 36 weapons and gadgets not fit for this world. Rated T for teen.
You don't see that kid in the rest of the commercials, and I want to say that my headcanon for that is that he got grounded.
Okay, Pete here is going to try to hit, hold on, that target with the Devastator, a rocket launcher designed for Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, man! Oh!
The Devastator. One of 36 weapons and gadgets not fit for this world. Rated T for teen.
Yeah, that was the commercial that got me hooked into Ratchet and Clank.
That is the Morph Array, and that, of course, is Jerry. The Morph Array is used in Ratchet and Clank to turn your enemies into chickens.
No, wait, before you do that, just explain to me how it's gonna work.
Oh, it worked! Jerry's a chicken! Are you sure we can turn him back, Jerry?
The Morph Array. One of 36 weapons and gadgets not fit for this world. Rated T for teen.
And that's been Ratchet and Clank, everybody. Thank you for watching. You're probably going to notice a change of the schedule. That's because everyone got a little busy with the other recordings. So up until they're more free, I'm going to go and upload the achievement runs for not Ratchet and Clank, for Sly Cooper and The Simpsons Hit and Run. But with that being said, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.